So let's look at these games. Wyoming at BetMGM right now is a 4.5-point favorite at Nevada in Reno, over under 50.5. It doesn't look like all these Mountain West games are at night, by the way. It doesn't look like there's going to be any weather to worry about. Last year, Wyoming beat this Nevada team 31-3, but it was in the windy conditions in Laramie. The big thing you need to know about these teams, Wyoming, great rushing attack, phenomenal rushing attack. They bring their 1,300 all-conference running back and Valladay back. Sean Chambers is starting quarterback, dual threat guy. He'll hit some explosive plays, but the passing attack is not efficient, can't really do much. And then Levi Williams will get some time as well. Bottom 10 passing attack the last few years. But this team should run all over Nevada. Nevada's defense was so bad that Jay Norvell fired his entire defensive staff. They're going to move from a 3-4 to a 4-2-5, play more man on the outside. Dom Peterson's a stud on Nevada, and that's about it. And he's going to play more on the inside of that four-man front. The run defense has questions. They lost all four of their top linebackers. And then after Sakona graduated, their nose tackle, Chris Green was going to start at nose tackle. After Sakona graduated, Chris Green was projected to start at defensive tackle, but he got arrested earlier this month. It's not on the depth chart. So who's going to start at defensive tackle? A local walk-on, Zach Mahana. So outside of Dom Peterson, it's nothing up front. There's no reason why Wyoming shouldn't run all over this Nevada defense. On the other side of the ball, Nevada's air raid didn't work last year. It's a modified air raid. Didn't work. Part of that was they went from a senior quarterback in Ty Ganji 2 years ago, one of the podcast favorite, to a freshman Carson Strong, and he was benched. And I think it'll be much better in the second year of that system. Norvell has shown that the offense can be electric 2 years ago with Ganji, and he has great weapons on the outside. Phenomenal weapons. Not a dynamic duo in the backfield, Tawa and Lee. They might have the best wide receiver group in the conference. You have Elijah Cooks, huge possession-type receiver, and then Romeo Doubs, who's one of the most explosive receivers in the country. So I think this Nevada offense is going to take a big step forward in 2020, and the Wyoming defense is going to take a big step back. And the reason for that, and this is why Wyoming defense has been rock solid the last couple of years. Last year, they were one of 5 schools to hold opponents under 3 yards per carry. Got a new defensive coordinator who's going to stick with the 4-2-5, but, they had lost so much talent. Logan Wilson, 3rd-round linebacker to the Bengals. They lost Cash Maluaya, 6th round to the Patriots. They also must replace both their defensive ends. Josiah Hall graduated. Solomon Byrd decided to opt out. 2 defensive tackles also opted out. That does at least leave Garrett Crawl, a senior, at 1 defensive end spot, but he's going to miss the opener with an injury. So, they just lost so much. They also lost Elijah Halliburton, their leading tackler at safety. So, and this Wyoming defensive secondary was the most vulnerable part of their defense last year. You could throw on them when the weather was nice outside of Laramie. So I think that Nevada's going to have success throwing the ball here against the Wyoming defensive front that's going to take a significant drop after all the departed talent due to NFL draft picks and COVID opt-outs and injuries. And I think on the other side of the ball, there's no reason why this dynamic Wyoming rushing attack can't run on Nevada. Give me the over 50 all day. Thoughts?
Yeah, I actually agree with you. And I think that somebody is actually listening to us as we're recording this because the number's on the move and the side and the total. And, for me, I just love the weapons on Nevada. Everything that you said is completely correct. Nevada returns everything on offense. Carson Strong at quarterback, all his targets, entire offensive line. I just think that's crucial because the strength of Wyoming is their defensive line. And I think Nevada is one of the few teams in the Mountain West that can at least, slow it down just a little bit. So I do like the experience Nevada has coming back. It's a super young roster for Craig Bowl. Sean Chambers coming back is still, I think, is he redshirt still as a freshman? But, I just think that Nevada is primed for the upset here. I like Nevada overall in the Mountain West and look to play them every week. It's a number that I projected 2.5, so 4.5 is enough for me to make a play.
The unfortunate news came out this week that Jay Norvell's father passed away, so he temporarily left the team a couple days ago. He may not be back in time as he grieves and deals with that. But from a football perspective, Nat Mummy, son of the air raid inventor, Hal Mummy, their offensive coordinator, he called plays a bunch last year, so he has a ton of experience calling plays. And don't forget that Nevada's starting safety, Austin Arnold, he's also out. He's suspended for that brawl last year. So both defenses are just decimated.